Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping back into Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, and I know it's been a long time since I put a video out on this, but we're going to start the year right, 2024, with a player's guide that takes a look at the entire game, what's available now, must-build teams, all the different game modes. We're going to have some fun taking a look at that, so let's do that. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Before we jump into this, just a few different things. I know, like I said, it's been a long time since I put a video out on this. My attention has just been everywhere. There's been a whole lot of stuff going on, but we're getting ready to jump back into the game. We want to start the year off right, like I said, with the 2024 Player's Guide. I want to thank my alliance. They are absolutely a phenomenal group of people. They've really helped get this guild where it is today, being able to complete the raid, unlocking chests, getting Gandalf pieces. Just a really good community of people. So I want to thank all of them out there for everything they do for the guild. Also, as I was putting content together for this video, I was really going back and forth with one of my guildmates, Hired Goon. I want to thank him for everything he does. He's also an officer in my guild. He really helps out just with suggestions, and he dives deep into the game. And so him and I, like I was saying, go back and forth on a lot of the content here. So a lot of this here is from him as well. So I just want to thank him for everything he does for the guild also. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. If you're not familiar with what Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is, it is a turn-based RPG similar to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Marvel Strike Force, Raid Shadow Legends, all those types of games. This is the same developer as Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, so you're going to see a lot of similarities. Hired Goon plays Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, been playing that game for years, so he sees a lot of similarities between the two and kind of can give us a heads up on where he feels the game is going, which is very good insight to have. All right, so this is an energy-based system. We have two types of energy. You can see up there we have yellow and blue. Your yellow energy gets you through your light and shadow campaigns. Your blue energy gets you through your guild campaigns. Your light campaign is going to have characters and resources to farm, different from the characters and resources, mainly characters that you farm through the shadow campaign. And then the guild campaign has even other characters that you're going to farm through there as well. A lot of resources that span across all the campaigns are shared, so you're going to be able to go ahead and farm a lot of different resources along with the different characters in the different campaigns. So with that, let's talk about the best teams to build. So we're going to go a little high level on this, just give some ideas on where you want to put some focus, because as we were talking about this a little bit earlier, there's really two teams in the game that unlock and will help you with pretty much 99% of the content in this game. There's one that it won't help you with, but let's just take a look at these teams right now real quick. First are the elves. Now with the elves here, the elves are going to help you in the light campaign. They're going to help you with the guild campaign. They're also going to help you unlock the first legendary, which is Elrond. So when you don't have Elrond here, then you're going to use Namiri down over here in place of Elrond so that you can go ahead and unlock Elrond. So the elves are going to be first. It's going to help you in, like I said, most aspects of the game along with the challenges. The second team to focus on is going to be the goblins. So let's take a look at them really quick. Where are they? There they are. Now the goblins, they're going to help you with the shadow campaign part of it. They're going to help you with the challenges as well. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute. But they're also going to help you unlock the second legendary in the game, which is Thorin Oakenshield. I do not have that guy unlocked because we didn't find anything out about their necessary team until way late. And by then, man, I didn't have any resources in my goblins. But Thorin Oakenshield is down here. So you'll need the goblins to unlock Thorin Oakenshield. So when we talk about the challenges that these teams will help you with, let's go ahead and take a look at that really quick. Just running through here, you've got tank and healer in both teams. You've got shadow, so that's going to be your goblins. We take a look at this here. You've got elves and orcs, so you got your elves covered there. You've got your goblins covered here rather than the humans. You got your light here with the elves, and then at the bottom here, both teams are going to have your attackers and your supports. So they're going to help you get through all of these challenges. But you want to focus on more than just those two teams, right? But that's going to get you through everything. So what does that, let me go ahead and grab that. What does those teams not help you with? Now, something you're not going to see in my game because I've already completed it, but there's the Gardener's Journey. That's the event campaign that you're going to run through that's going to unlock Sam. So another team to build and focus on is going to be your Road to Rivendell. Now, that team specifically are your Hobbits and Strider. So let's go ahead and pop them up here really quick. Right there. This team is going to help you get through the Gardener's campaign, unlock Sam, get him up to 7-star. But this team is also going to help you in PvP. It'll help you with the Light campaign as well. It'll also help you in the raid. The elves are going to help you in PvP and raid as well. So just these 3 teams alone are going to open up the entire game for you and really help you out. A couple other teams that are worth mentioning as well is the Haradrim team. So let's go ahead, take a look at them really quick. Now, these guys, it was data mined really early on. I don't know if it's accurate. Haven't heard anything new about it. But it was suggested that this team was needed for the Witch King, which is going to be or could be a legendary. So I wanted to focus on them. But I also wanted to focus on them because they were highlighted for the raid, specifically with one of the battles there, the second battle against the big old goblin guy. Whatever that guy is, ogre guy, whatever he is, the second battle in the raid, this team was highlighted as being successful again. So this team is going to help you in raid as well. All of these characters for all of these teams are farmable through different nodes in the game or out of the supply store. So like, for instance, Wubate here, he is over in the supply store specifically. Oh, he's in Hero Chest now. He's not in, he's not in supply anymore because I already maxed him out. So it's not going to show me. But if I go to the Sage and hit the find there, I'm going to find Sage in the challenge store specifically over in supplies. So everybody here is farmable. Again, when you take a look at the elves, you're not going to be able to farm Elrond because Elrond is a legendary. So you want Namiri there. When it comes to the ogres, everybody there is farmable, but the difference with that is if we go to the goblins, no, I'm going back and forth just a little bit here, but one of them right here, the Great Goblin, is not farmable out of a node. The Great Goblin is actually in the main supply store, but costs gems. So if you're focused on that and you want to unlock him and get them up to 7 stars, just know that you're going to spend gems. Now, you don't have to pay to spend. You're going to not passively, but as you complete quests, you're going to build up gems and that you're going to be able to use for that. But if you're free to play, it's going to take a little bit of time. If you're not, then you can just buy gems and unlock the Great Goblin and you're on your way. So those are the teams there. And then the other one is the Rohan Trio along with Strider and Pippin. Pippin is a really great healer early on in the game and even in endgame. So let's just take a look at Rohan really quick. Let's move on down to Rohan. Where'd they go? There they are. So the Rohan Trio specifically is Eomer, which you get out of the supply store, Eothane and Lady Eowyn. They've got some great synergy. And then what you want to add to them is Pippin and Strider. So you're already going to be building on those. These characters here you're going to get early on in the game as well, and they're definitely worth investing in. And then later on, maybe working on Wulfwyn and Alderred. But you can see, actually, I've got a lot of work to do on Lady Eowyn and Eothane. But they are definitely worth investing in. All right, so those are your teams. You got your elves and your goblins going to unlock everything as well as give you access to the legendaries. You've got Road to Rivendell, which is going to give you access to be able to clear the Gardener's Journey. And then you got Haradrim as well as the Rohan Trio and Strider. Now, PvP, all of those teams are going to help you in PvP. But let's go ahead and take a look at Arena. You're going to set up your defense team. Now, I don't know what your arena is going to look like. The shard I'm in is the very first shard when this game came out. So everybody here's got a ton of power. However, your elves, you're going to see elves all over the place. You're going to see elves. You're going to see Road to Rivendell. You're also going to see Isengard in there also. But as you can see over here on the left, we've got all of our elves there with Namiri. If you don't have Elrond, again, you can put all your elves in there and then substitute Elrond for Namiri. But there's a lot of different options there. But elves, Road to Rivendell are going to do you very well in PvP also. More so the elves. But I've seen some very tough Road to Rivendell teams in there as well. All right, Glyphs. Let's move on to glyphs. Now, this is something newer to the game. These are, it's similar to gearing. Let me see, let's go to Eladin here. And I've got my glyphs over here. You've got a couple different sets, right? You got 2-piece sets, you have 4-piece sets. So this armor piercer is a 2-piece set. You gain 2% armor piercing. Now, these effects do stack. So if I put all 6 of my gems in there as armor piercer, then I'm going to have, what, 2, 4, 6, 6% armor piercing. If we take a look at Bloodlust here, take a look at that. When this character defeats an enemy, gain 30% turn meter. So you do that 3 times, you've got 90% turn meter there, as long as that character defeats an enemy. So great for attackers. I have, like, one of my tanks, I've got in full shield wall set. So if you want to see what shield wall is, right here, when this character has taunt or provoke, then take 3% less damage. So we got 9% less damage there if you do all 6 runes there. Now, one thing I was talking with Goon about is there are some characters of the game, some tanks that don't have taunts. So this wouldn't work so well against with. So you'd want to probably take a look at some other stuff. Actually, let me pull up some information. I thought he laid out pretty well. So attackers, like, one thing is just fill it up with Bloodlust, right? Like we were talking a little bit earlier, you've got 90% turn meter there. Let's see, tanks generally good with shield wall just 3 times, like I have with Eladin here. But if a tank doesn't have a taunt, then you want to take a look at some other stuff like the vitality set and the life stealing set, right? So if we just take a look at that, life steal right there, gain 2% life steal. Let's see, vitality, there it is. So when this character is critically hit and has fewer than 3 stacks of regeneration, gain 1 stack of regeneration for 1 turn. So that's pretty helpful as well. So we'll go a little deeper into glyphs in another video, but overall, you really just want to take a look at the purpose of your team and what each individual one of your characters does, and then play off the strengths of that team, but also embrace the weaknesses. So what counteracts some of the weaknesses of that team, and what works out well. And then what glyphs do you have available? You may not have all of these, right? But glyphing is really critical, especially as you continue to build the strength of your team. You want to do better in raids, or you want to do better in PvP. You have to make sure that you glyph all of your characters, level them up. You're going to be able to farm the resources needed to level them up in the different nodes as well, and just farm those the specific glyphs that you want as well. All right, next we have raids. So let's go ahead, take a look at raids. So I can't remember how many keys your guild generates just regularly, passively every single day. But one thing to keep in mind with your objectives here, obviously you want to go ahead and clear your objectives every single day. But if you can't, at least do your arena runs, because that is the only objective that gives you raid keys to add to what you already passively get as a guild. So make sure you and your guild mates are at least doing arena so that you can generate as many keys as possible, as quickly as possible, because you need 2,000 in order to start your raid. You go into your raid, and you're going to battle through each one of these, well, battles, right? So you've got, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the Balrog here at 4. Now, I don't know if the percentage is actually working correctly anymore. I know that in this first one, once you hit 100% up there, then it's good. But the other ones, like the 100% here, I don't know that that's accurate. And I don't know if they've ever fixed it. I hope they did. If somebody knows, let me know. However, what it is you need to score 17 million points as an alliance, 17 million points in order to pass that battle and unlock the next battle. If you do that, then you're going to go into a waiting period, and then that next battle is going to unlock. And then over the course of 4 days, if you're able to clear each one of these, you're going to do each one of these battles, and you have a 24-hour period to do your damage and get as much in there as possible so you can get as many rewards as possible. And then as soon as you regenerate your 2,000 keys again, you can go ahead and get back in there. If you don't hit the damage, the 17 million damage, then the raid's going to end. It's going to say that you failed. You'll get your rewards for completing what you were able to complete, and then you're going to have to wait until you regenerate your 2,000 keys and then start over. So just have fun with it. There's a lot of fun battles in here. There's a fair amount of RNG as well, so something to keep in mind with that also. But that is raids for you. We do have raid guides and stuff like that on my channel, so feel free to check it out. I'm going to put another updated guide out on raids, especially now that we have glyphs, because the raid guides that were put out previously, we didn't have glyphs. So now that we do, we can make some suggestions and have some fun with that. All right, finally, new characters coming to the game. When they release new characters, it comes in the way of Marquee Events, which will be over here in Adventures. And the cool thing is that every character that comes out, other than legendaries, you're given for free, right? All you got to do is work through the Marquee Event. You clear a certain number of battles, you'll be able to unlock that character at a 3-star. If you want to unlock that character at higher than a 3-star, there are packs available, so you will have to pay if you want to do that. Either that or you just wait until that character becomes farmable, and then you can go ahead and star them up later on down the road, because then they'll cycle through the stores here, this supply store over here, and then eventually go to a node. So those are the Marquee Events, very similar to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes if you play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So we've got those events, and we've got the legendary events. So overall, when we look at gameplay and we look at game modes, you've got your light and shadow campaigns, you got your guild campaign, you have your arena, you have raids, you have the challenges over here in adventure, and that's what we have. I don't think I'm missing anything right now. I know there's some stuff coming up. They talked about a roadmap several months ago, so I'm very curious to see where this game goes in 2024, how it continues to get built out. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you. That's the player guide for 2024. If I missed anything, let me know. Put some comments down. I'm very curious. What do you think about this game? If you're playing it, what do you think about the direction that the game has been going? I know it's been a little bit slow as far as releasing some stuff, but again, in 2024, I'm hoping that we see a lot of good stuff. And then if you're not playing it, I'm curious, what's stopping you from checking the game out? All right, everybody, that's what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.